Hi, I'm Tim Bowen. When I first predicted a massive run for Tesla, before shares went from $37 all the way to $402, a lot of people thought I was crazy. Maybe it's because I don't come from Wall Street, or because nowadays certain people don't trust small town folks just like me. Yet sure as hell, I was right. After calling Tesla at $37, anyone who listened had the chance to make 11 times their money. And today I'm going to go in public with another big call. But unlike last time, this isn't a prediction, it's already happening now. In fact, the proof is inside 3 groundbreaking patents. And while most people have no idea these patents exist, I've connected the dots. And today I'm going to reveal how these patents could soon help Tesla revolutionize this $23 trillion market, radically transforming your neighborhood, your streets, and your way of life. This revolution is about so much more than just self-driving cars. Instead, what Elon's pivoting Tesla towards is a market that's 1,000 times bigger. Billionaire VC Chamath Palihapitiya, I always mess up his name, I call him Chamath, agrees, saying, this is no longer about cars. This is worth trillions of dollars. But keep in mind, this has nothing to do with SpaceX or Twitter or even Elon's Hyperloop project. Instead, this shocking pivot will likely be why Musk goes down as the most important person of our time. Based on my research, this move could wind up saving Americans $2,000 worth of extra money a year, every year going forward. With over 330 million Americans, that's countless billions of dollars in extra potential savings each year. And as you're about to see, even with a recession looming, Elon's pivot is already having a massive impact on towns and cities across the world. It's why I wouldn't be surprised to see shares of Tesla soon hit $667 a piece. In fact, ARK CEO Cathie Wood is predicting Tesla to potentially hit $1,533 a share in just a few years. That's nearly 10x upside. Could you imagine making 10x your money in a few years just from buying shares of Tesla now? It's why even in this market environment, the biggest firms on Wall Street own more than $250 billion worth of Tesla stock. Because as everyone knows, Tesla is one of those stocks where the second good news leaks out, shares can take off in a hurry. We've seen it many, many times before. But just know, if you only buy shares of Tesla, you could be missing the most lucrative part of this opportunity. That's because of these 5 tiny, silent partner companies I'm going to tell you about more in a moment. Either way, you're not going to want to wait too long. And certainly not until April 19th, as you're about to see. Because that's when I expect details could emerge that bring this story mainstream. It has to do with something most people still really don't understand about Tesla. Something I've been saying all along. And that is this: Tesla is not really just a car company. Look, we all know Tesla is really good at making electric cars. In fact, this year Tesla produced its 3 millionth electric car. And yet the stock fell because car sales fell short of estimates. Now, of course, in the current market environment, most stocks have gotten crushed. But let me ask you a question. If you're not really just a car company, which in a moment I'm convinced you'll agree with me that Tesla is not, then why should your stock rise or fall just based on how many cars you sell? In 1997, lots of people thought Amazon was just a company that sold books. In fact, that year they sold just $16 million worth of books, compared to Barnes & Noble's $2 billion. Could you imagine picking Barnes & Noble over Amazon back then? That would have been one of the worst stock picking calls of the last 30 years. Barnes & Noble is now defunct, and Amazon stock has exploded by as much as 19,477%. Of course, just like Amazon pivoted from books to being the online store for everything, Tesla is about to make a similar size pivot. Amazingly enough, the proof is sitting on Tesla's website, even though I don't think most people realize it. Because as Elon wrote in plain English for everyone to see, he says, Tesla's mission is to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. He leaves no room for interpretation. Nowhere does he say anything about a mission to sell the most cars. Because the truth is, Elon has known all along that selling electric cars was just a stepping stone for this big pivot that could come next. It's why, if you remember years ago, he changed the company's name from Tesla Motors to just Tesla, because he wanted everyone to know Tesla was not just a car company. It's what I've been saying all along, and now that Elon has already crushed the legacy automakers and won, I'm convinced he's going to pivot Tesla to revolutionize the $23 trillion energy market. This is not some far off plan, it's happening now. In fact, he's already taken on the current energy crisis. Unfortunately, with all the noise out there about Elon, lots of people are missing this story. I mean, look at these ridiculous headlines, and that's a real shame. Because despite what the media could be telling you, Americans are about to face the most expensive winter heating bill of the last 25 years. According to the Energy Information Administration, American households should get ready to pony up close to $1,400. That's just the average. If your furnace runs on oil, your winter heating bill could run over $2,300. And that's still nothing compared to Europe, where the average energy bill is expected to triple. Of course, like I've been telling you, Elon has been preparing Tesla to fight the world's energy crisis for years. And it's all because of something I've been calling Project X. Other people are starting to connect the dots too. It's why one billionaire who's invested in the energy space said to Business Insider, Tesla is a distributed energy business. Musk has figured out a way to harness energy, store it, and use it to help people. It's amazing because he couldn't be more right. And yet, it's what this billionaire didn't say that's even more amazing. Because he didn't say how fast Project X is happening. In a moment, I'll show you how Elon is advancing Project X in 3 different phases, all at once. And why I think what happens on or around April 19th will be the shot heard around the world. Specifically, I'm predicting a Tesla pivot from dominating electric vehicles to dominating electric utility companies. I know it sounds crazy, but I'll show you the proof. As someone who runs my social media circles says, this is an amazing Trojan horse strategy that's going to see Tesla disrupt hundreds of billions, if not trillions of dollars of revenue. And as a New York Times journalist said, the world's first trillionaire will be a green tech entrepreneur. That's trillionaire with a T. This is why I'm convinced Tesla will soon hit $667 a share. But honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Cathie Wood's 1,533 prediction is closer to where a Tesla ends up. So people who understand all this now could have a chance to make a lot of money. And that doesn't even factor in the bigger potential profits from these 5 tiny silent partners that could go vertical on Tesla's big move. Look, if you still want to believe Tesla is just a car company, that's fine. You're entitled to have that opinion. I know plenty of people are going to miss out. But as you're about to see, Project X is already online. Most people don't think of the savior when they think of Elon. But how long was it after Russia invaded Ukraine that Elon was ready to jump in and help? He had Starlink satellites ready to restore Ukraine's internet in what, a couple days? Meanwhile, Elon has been ready to jump into this $23 trillion energy market for quite some time. It dawned on me when I connected the dots between those 3 patents and Tesla that I showed you earlier. And then when I started doing more digging, I was blown away. Just look at what this report that I found online said about the impact of Project X on this family. According to the report, Project X has already helped save them $2,115.86 on average per year on their household electricity bills. The report continues. The family has managed to power their home for just 46 cents per day, all while using air conditioning, electricity, and all appliances as normal. Why would a car company want to do any of that? Where they live in Australia, Project X is powering 30,000 homes. It has already slashed the cost of operating the grid by 91% and has saved residents $116 million in energy costs in just 2 years. It's amazing. Even more amazing, Elon has already launched Project X to help fight the energy crisis here too, in the US, and just in time for winter. I'll show you a video clip in a moment, and in much of Europe, Tesla confirms Project X is active for energy shifting and stabilizing services. In fact, in the United Kingdom, Project X was able to back up power for around 300,000 homes. So I'm betting it won't be long before governments everywhere want Tesla to roll out their technology. Think about what's happening right now with 5G, but faster. Ultimately, I expect Tesla will get permission to operate as an electric utility everywhere. It certainly adds up if you think Tesla likes making money, because while the car market is very big, about $2 trillion worldwide, most people don't realize the clean energy market is worth $23 trillion. And even though a lot of people think Tesla is a pretty big company already, the current market cap is nothing compared to this $23 trillion market they're chasing. If I'm right and Tesla hits $667 a share, you could practically make 4x your money by just buying shares of Tesla now. If Cathie Wood is right and shares hit $1,533 a piece, that would be an almost 10x return from one of the world's biggest companies. And that's not even addressing for the potential for even bigger gains from these 5 silent partner companies that are much smaller than Tesla. Like I said, Tesla is just the first part of the story, and I'll explain more about the other part in a moment. Just know you don't want to wait until on or around April 19th. Of course, if you still think this sounds a bit too crazy, you should just know this is not just a hunch I have. I've been following Elon since his early PayPal days. That was over 20 years ago, and I pay attention to what he says very closely. And when it comes to Project X, I don't think he could have been clearer when he said, and these are his words, Tesla's overarching strategy here is to effectively become a giant distributor, global utility. I know most people don't know this, but that's because for the upteenth time, Elon is again about to do something that's never been done before. And that's why you have a rare opportunity to cash in on his genius. Imagine buying PayPal before he revolutionized payment processing, or buying SpaceX before they became the first private company to send people into space, or buying Tesla before they revolutionized the auto industry. It would have been life-changing, because all he does is win. Since going public, shares of Tesla have returned as much as 20,000%. $5,000 invested at the beginning could have turned into as much as $1 million. $10,000 could have turned into as much as $2 million, and $20,000 could have turned into as much as $4 million. But while those gains are long gone, this is another rare shot to laugh with Elon all the way to the bank. And what I'm predicting should be a piece of cake compared to what he's already accomplished with SpaceX. I mean, what sounds harder? Starting a brand new company and revolutionizing space travel, or pivoting from electric vehicles to electric utilities? I'm not asking you to take my word for it. When you see the proof I'm about to show you, you can make a decision. But I think it's crazy not to own a stake of Tesla at this point. Who wouldn't want to watch their money 10x if Cathie Wood is right? And here's another thing. During my research, I've also found a way to essentially roll back the clock on Tesla to buy in with less money than what shares cost today. This is not for everyone, but this strategy is great for people who maybe missed Tesla's run and have been watching from the sidelines. It's the only other way I know to get a direct ownership stake in Tesla without buying into an ETF. And unlike an ETF, this way you do not have to pay management fees, and you won't get stuck with exposure to other stocks you don't want. I'll tell you more how to take advantage of this strategy later too. But when you see what I have to say, I'm confident you won't want to just take that first step. Because like I've said all along, if you just buy Tesla, you're going to miss the biggest potential gains. Just consider, if Tesla 10x's, these tiny silent partner companies could go much higher. I'm already telling people about many of these companies right now. No matter what you decide, I wouldn't recommend waiting until April 19th. So let me show you how Elon is rapidly advancing Project X in 3 project phases. And then you can decide how you want to act on this information. All right, so let's start with phase 1. Building the ultimate battery. The major catalyst for my original Tesla prediction was Tesla's Battery Day. That's when Elon first revealed what was behind those 3 breakthrough patents I showed you earlier. But if you missed the tech advancements, there's only one thing that matters. Elon is hell-bent on building the ultimate battery. But it's not for the reason you think. Because while almost everyone is talking about how building a battery that costs $100 per kilowatt hour would effectively end gas cars, since that's the price that would make electric cars and gas cars cost the same, Tesla's not really a car company, remember? They're a distributed energy business. And all of their renewable energy storage systems need these batteries too. Because when the wind isn't blowing or the sun isn't shining, you need batteries to power these systems. As BBC journalist Justin Rolat writes, gigantic batteries connected to our electricity grids are going to be central to the great renewable energy revolution. And mass producing these batteries cheaply and increasing how much energy they can store is the key to unlocking the full potential of Tesla's energy business. It's why Elon has already discussed how to obliterate that $100 per kilowatt hour price, and why he's talking about lowering battery cell costs down to $60 per kilowatt hour. The Department of Energy has already confirmed that this is a realistic target. It's why Elon has said he wants to increase the amount of energy Tesla batteries can store by 50 times. Imagine your phone battery suddenly lasting 50 times longer, or being able to download things on the internet 50 times faster. We're talking about doing something that's never been done before. No wonder billionaire Ron Barron estimates Tesla's energy division could be worth $500 billion by the end of the decade. Elon thinks it could be even bigger. Elon Musk predicts Tesla Energy could be bigger than its EV business. The head of energy storage at Wood Mackenzie Power agrees, saying Tesla's energy storage business on a percentage basis is growing faster than their car business, and it's only going to accelerate. And while all the real car companies are fighting over that piece of the $2 trillion car market, Tesla will be on its way to total domination of the $23 trillion clean energy market. It's why the executive director of the Energy Storage Association puts it, they're building the model of the energy company of the future. And with Tesla's end goal in clear sight, it won't be long before they complete phase 2, building massive utility projects in towns and cities around the world. This is already happening now. Remember that winter storm that hit Texas?
The record-setting cold in Texas might be bearable if people still had heat and power.
Because of that storm, 4.5 million Americans went days without power, and others were forced to pay astronomical electric bills, surging up to $16,000 according to the New York Times. Well, based on my research, Tesla's been contracted to build a massive energy storage project right outside Houston. Look at this headline from Bloomberg. Tesla is plugging a secret mega battery into the Texas grid. The article continues. The utility-scale battery located outside of Houston will connect to the same grid that faltered in February's freeze. Why would a car company want to do any of that? I can't confirm whether local government officials reached out to Elon or he reached out to them. But either way, this is a major deal. This isn't a small town in the middle of nowhere. Houston is a market of more than 2 million Americans. And the crazy part is, that project is small compared to what Tesla is working on in California. Look at this headline from Forbes. Tesla begins construction of the world's largest battery storage facility. That project is supposed to save consumers more than $100 million over the next 2 decades. It's insane. No wonder the rest of the world is knocking on Tesla's door. Everyone knows if the technology is good enough for Americans, it's good enough for them. In fact, Canada has already contracted Tesla to power 80,000 homes in one of their most populated provinces. And in the United Kingdom, just 6 of Tesla's energy systems power 17,000 homes. The UK has been so happy with Tesla, they even granted them permission to generate electricity on British soil. Tesla also has installed microgrids in places like Fiji, American Samoa, and Puerto Rico. They're even proposed powering the Greek islands with similar technology. Like I showed you before, Australia has already been running one of Tesla energy storage systems for years, and residents have already saved $116 million in energy costs. Even Apple has announced it's using Tesla's energy systems to store energy on its massive solar farm in California. So I'll ask you again, do you really think Tesla is just a car company? Or if you're finally starting to see the truth, let me ask you this. How much longer before governments everywhere start ditching their energy systems for Teslas? It's why one billionaire said, the value of Tesla's business is about deregulating energy. That's about batteries and battery storage, and it's about disrupting utilities. But if you still want to bet against Elon, let me show you phase 3, and then you can decide. Because phase 3 is where Tesla finally operates as a giant, decentralized electric utility. Look, Tesla has no interest in being a traditional utility company. If you don't know anything about Elon, you know everything he does is different from most people. So no, Tesla's not going to simply lay power lines to people's houses and collect a monthly fee. Elon has already said Tesla's goal is to operate as a decentralized utility around the world. And why not? They have enormous demand for their energy systems. During the pandemic, Tesla still increased the number of energy systems they installed by a ridiculous 83%. That was during a time when most countries were shut down. Now they're going to continue installing these systems everywhere. Why? because the more energy systems Tesla installs, the larger they can grow their energy network. And the more valuable all of that extra stored energy becomes. Imagine Tesla having energy systems in every major city across the globe. They're already in 40 different countries. Then, when a place like Houston loses power for days because of a freak storm, Tesla can immediately dispatch some of its extra stored energy to the local power grids. With decentralized assets everywhere, they can do this easily and quickly. They don't have to rely on any one unit. It's like being able to pull from an army of energy assets on demand. This is a massive, massive opportunity. But here's where it gets even crazier. Over the next decade, 145 million electric cars are expected to be on the road around the world. And despite everything we just talked about being a distributed energy business, Tesla is still really good at selling electric cars. So what if Tesla could add every car and truck they sell to this network of energy storage systems? And what if those vehicles could dispatch the extra energy they store during the day back into Tesla's energy network? Too crazy? Think about it. All an electric vehicle is just a giant powered energy storage system on wheels. Of course, Elon knows this too. It's why Reuters writes, Tesla has a global fleet of more than 1 million electric vehicles that are capable of connecting to and sharing power with the grid. Can you see where I'm going with this? Both Tesla owners and Tesla could make a ton of extra money from leftover energy that isn't being used during the day. As one journalist who spent a decade covered Silicon Valley tech puts it, the development would essentially make Tesla car work just like a Powerwall. And another analyst estimates this could launch a brand new revenue stream at Tesla of up to $72 billion per year. Think about what that could do to Tesla's market cap. Can you see why I'm so confident shares could jump to $667 from here? Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if we wind up closer to Cathie Wood's $1,533 prediction. That's why I'm telling people around me to buy a stake in Tesla right now, not next week. I want to repeat myself just so we're clear on this. The best time to act on this information was yesterday, but the second best time is right now. If you wait much longer, you're going to miss getting into these smaller companies too. Just don't wait too long. A single announcement or tweet could blow this story wide open on or around April 19th. Tesla is already revolutionizing the grid in more than 40 countries around the world. This is not a goal. This is happening now. Soon these enormous energy storage systems will be powering towns and cities everywhere, slashing the cost of operating the grid by as much as 91%. The one in Houston is going to be a game changer. The one in San Francisco is going to be the world's largest, estimated to save Americans $100 million over the next 2 decades. And Tesla's residential energy storage systems could potentially save you an extra $2,000 a year, every year for the rest of your life. So with Elon fully committed to transforming Tesla from electric car maker to energy powerhouse, do you really want to bet against him? As far as I'm concerned, this is the best story that hasn't been told. But I expect that'll all change on or around April 19th, when Elon delivers a big announcement to shareholders. Of course, like I said all along, I wouldn't be surprised if a tweet or social media post leaks out first that blows up the timeline completely. It could happen at any point, which means the tidal wave of momentum I'm expecting could really happen sooner rather than later. And everyone knows Tesla is one of those stocks where the second good news comes out, shares can take off in a hurry. We've seen it happen before. And if I'm right, I expect these other silent partner companies I'm following that are much smaller than Tesla to take off too. Now, if you prefer to just buy Tesla, that's fine. You're free to do what you want. But before you buy shares the regular way, I would still recommend the strategy I mentioned before. Do not buy Tesla before seeing this. Remember, this strategy is not for everyone, but it's great for people who maybe missed Tesla's run and have been watching from the sidelines. Because you can buy in with less money than what shares cost today. And it's really easy to do. I put together a short video showing you exactly how to do this. It's called How to Roll Back the Clock on Tesla. After you watch me do this on video once, you'll be able to take advantage of this strategy whenever you want. In a moment, I'll show you how you can download this video for free. But like I've said all along, if you only buy Tesla, you're going to miss the biggest opportunity for potential gains. You're going to miss out on all the tiny companies I'm tracking that are going to benefit from Tesla's move. And with Tesla poised to potentially hit $667 a share in the days ahead, I expect many of these stocks will only go higher from here. You know the saying, a rising tide lifts all boats. Well, that's what's going to happen with a lot of these smaller companies. These are the silent partner companies that I'm talking about. I call them silent partners because when Tesla moves, lots of these companies soar even higher. Business Insider wrote a piece about this phenomenon saying, investor hype surrounding electric vehicles has been inspired by Tesla's meteoric rise. We saw this happen when I first called Tesla at $37, and now I'm convinced it's about to happen again. Imagine being one of the people I told about Workhorse before the stock jumped from $1.61, where I found it, all the way to $42.96 a share. That was a ridiculous 2,568% move. Or being one of the people I told about NIO before the stock jumped from $1.80, where I found it, all the way to $64.60. That was another ridiculous 3,489% move. And while Tesla soared as much as 11 times over where I called it at $37, the gains on Workhorse and NIO could have been even bigger. Workhorse went up 26 times. NIO went up 35 times. $2,000 invested in NIO could have been enough to buy a new Tesla Model 3 in cash. And here's the other thing. It's not just the tiny EV companies that move when Tesla moves. Because during Tesla's last big run, many tiny energy companies I found blasted higher too, like Fuel Cell Energy. I told people about that stock when it was trading for 31 cents a share back in July 2019. By February 2021, shares had hit an all-time high of $29.44 each, a mind-blowing 9,396% move. I told people about Plug Power when it was trading for just $2.98 a share in November 2019. That stock hit an all-time high a few months later at $75.49 a share. It was an enormous 2,251% move. And I told people about Ballard Power at $5.83 a share back in October 2019. Within days of Tesla hitting $900 a share back in 2021, Ballard also hit an all-time high of $42.28. I'm joking when I say this, but that was only a 625% move. Look, that's why I've been saying that while Project X could send Tesla's stock through the roof, the biggest potential gains are going to come from these smaller companies. So while you could just go buy shares of Tesla if you want, I'm convinced this could be an opportunity you can't afford to miss. That's why I put together a special report with the names of the 5 best tiny stocks I'm telling people to look at. This report is called 5 Tiny Stocks to Play Elon's Massive Energy Revolution. In a moment, I'll show you how you can get access to this for free as well. But remember, you don't want to wait to act on this information. Because even though we're talking about what happens on or around April 19th being the drop dead date, we're only one tweet away from this story going mainstream. So how can you get started right now? Well, I'll tell you, I don't sell this information anywhere. Not because I can't, but because that's just not the way I do business. I don't like to give people information and then leave them hanging. As the group leader of a rapidly growing trading community, I help run a very large trading education business. It's called Stocks to Trade. The goal of the business is simple: to train regular people to become extraordinary traders. Why? Because I know most people started out like I did, without a clue. I'm not a hedge fund trader. I don't have a Wall Street background. I'm just a regular guy who's put in the hard work at something I love. And it's given me a life I never thought was possible. And that's what my team and I have helped a lot of people do in our trading community. Like Bill Susans, who said, "This week alone, with your advice and training, I've doubled my small portfolio. Thanks for everything. Looking forward to the rest of the program." And Garrett Sweeney, who told us, "I've learned a skill that I can apply for the rest of my life, either as a side hustle or a full-time gig." And Josmer Rodriguez, who said, "I've managed to build a really reliable trading skill set, and it's all thanks to you guys." Look, it's a fantastic business, and I love what I do. But I know not everyone has the time to learn all our strategies. So today, I'm launching a brand new trading project for people who want a more hands-off approach to trading. Something I call my Stocks to Trade Advisory. Instead of asking you to pay for everything we've talked about today, which I'll happily send you for free, my exclusive video, How to Roll Back the Clock on Tesla, my special report, 5 tiny stocks to play Elon's massive energy revolution, all I ask is that you join my Stocks to Trade advisory email list. Adding people to this list is how I grow my business. So it's a win-win for both of us. Plus, getting my Stocks to Trade advisory letter sent to you is just another big opportunity for you. Because every month I'll send you my best 3 small stock recommendations. That's 3 more stocks you get to trade. But you'll also get all of my best research and analysis and a full write-up of each of these recommendations. This is on top of everything else I just told you about. And these plays can be about any hot trend I'm following. Because I don't just look at EV stocks and clean energy companies. For instance, some of the best moves I've seen came from biotech companies. At the beginning of the pandemic, a few of the stocks I told people about included names like vaccine company Novavax and biotech firm Inovio Pharmaceuticals and infectious disease apparel maker Alpha Pro Tech. At the time, they were trading for as little as $7.32, $3.39, and $3.86 a share, respectively. Then, after news broke from Pfizer and Moderna about their COVID vaccines, biotech companies became white hot. And here's what happened to these 3 companies. Novavax exploded 4,431% from $7.32 to as high as $331.68. Inovio Pharmaceuticals surged 897% from $3.39 to as high as $33.79. And Alpha Pro Tech blasted 977% from $3.86 to as high as $41.59. These moves were ridiculous. Of course, I can't guarantee you'll see those kinds of gains because nobody can promise that. But that's the type of opportunities I want to get you access to when you put your name in my Stocks to Trade advisory email list. I'll show you how to get started in a moment. As soon as you do this, I'll make sure you have access to all the information you need to position yourself now, long before April 19th. But first, I want to tell you about 5 more bonuses you'll get when you join us today. Bonus number 1, live trading breakdown sessions. This is a chance to hear from myself and other millionaire traders on our team, walk you through their best strategies in the current market environment. We go live with these premium breakdown sessions every day the market is open, Monday through Friday, and sometimes more than once a day. For instance, millionaire trader Matt Monaco recently hosted one of these sessions to talk about his daily income trader system. Matt has seen a lot of success right now using this system. And so in front of thousands of people who tuned in, Matt showed everyone how he's finding these trades and went on to break down examples of his winners in real time. Remember, this is live training and this is extremely valuable content. That session with Matt lasted over 96 minutes. I'm sure you understand that kind of coaching could normally cost hundreds, if not thousands of dollars to attend. Yet when you join my Stocks to Trade advisory email list, you'll get a special invite to join us whenever we go live with our next breakdown session for free. That brings me to your next bonus. Bonus number 2, fully loaded proprietary trading scans you can use instantly. This is a brand new bonus opportunity my team and I have just launched, and it can be the most valuable thing you'll get. That's because why our live breakdown sessions offer extremely valuable insight showing you how to boost your trading. These fully loaded proprietary scans take it to the next level. It's the chance to radically transform your trading with a single click. Because with just one click, you'll be able to download these trading scans that tell you exactly what to look for right on your desktop. Imagine being able to identify explosive trading opportunities using the same proprietary parameters used by millionaire traders. These parameters include targeting all sorts of imperceptible moves in volume, shares traded, VWAP, and more. And you won't just get one of these proprietary scans, you'll get 13 of them. This is an amazing bonus, and it's yours completely free when you join us today. But that's not all, because you'll also get bonus number 3, my 8:30 a.m. morning live streams. Ever heard the saying, in the room, in the deal? Well, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8:30 a.m., People in my trading group know I give away the #1 stock I'm following. It could be a tiny stock in any sector, and I do this all on video, so it's really easy to tune in. It's simple. If you're aware of what's going on in our group, you have a chance to get in on that play. If you're not, well, it's like the saying goes, you miss out. Again, I do this 3 times a week, and people in my group know that means they have a lot of extra opportunities. So I'd like to give you free access to these live streams as well. And that's not all, because there's still more. Bonus number 4, the weekly watch list. The #1 rule about trading stocks is you have to be prepared. You never know when a great opportunity will come your way, and that's why it's extremely important you have a watch list. Some of the best plays I've identified in my career have come from my watch list. These are the plays that can really pay off because they're just extra chances to swing big while you're not taken away from your main focus. And I'm going to do all that heavy lifting for you by getting you set up when you join my Stocks to Trade Advisory email list. Every single week, I'm going to send you my 5 top watch list plays, plus my thesis for each of these companies. Usually these are heavily shorted stocks that I'm looking at, stocks that are trading crazy volume. It could be millions of shares at a time. Every week you'll get 5 opportunities, so you'll be talking about more than 250 of those plays a year. And that's in addition to all the other opportunities you're already getting. Plus you'll get these weekly watch lists from me on video, so you can watch it whenever you want. But there's still more, because you'll also get bonus number 5, a copy of my explosive new book. It's called 10 Trading Patterns You Need to Know. I've helped thousands of people learn how to find and trade these patterns, and they show up week after week after week. Like this one here. It's a late day pattern I look for on a stock in a hot sector with news hovering around 52-week highs. Don't worry about understanding the chart, but you can see the time to get in is around 2 p.m. when you see a volume spike. The best part is I've already done all the hard work to find these patterns, and I put all 10 inside my book called The 10 Trading Patterns You Need to Know. This is yours free when you join my Stocks to Trade Advisory email list. Now, I know we've covered a lot so far. Let's recap what you get when you take advantage of this incredible offer. So here's the deal. When you join my email list today, you'll get free special report, 5 tiny stocks to play Tesla's massive energy revolution, free exclusive video, how to roll back the clock on Tesla, free bonus number 1, live premium trading breakdown sessions, free bonus number 2, 13 fully loaded proprietary trading scans, free bonus number 3, my 8:30 a.m. morning live streams with my #1 stock I'm following 3 times a week. Free bonus number 4, the weekly watch list, my top 5 watch list plays each week. Free bonus number 5, 10 trading patterns you need to know. What's the cost? So because this is a brand new, totally new project, I've decided to set the standard price for 1 year's worth of access at $199. But when you respond today, I'm going to do something very special for new people who join. I'm going to slash that price by 50%, meaning you'll pay just $100 for everything we talked about. And that doesn't even include 12 months of access to my best recommendations as part of my Stocks to Trade Advisory letter. That's another 3 stocks you get to trade every month, 36 total for the year. At $100, that works out to less than 27 cents a day. But because this is a brand new project, because I don't want anyone to miss out come April 19th, I'm going to do something radical for anyone who takes action right now. Instead of paying that $100 price, I'm going to knock it down another 50%. So you'll get everything we've talked about today for just $49. I know it's really cheap, but that fee multiplied across thousands of people helps me keep running the business. And that's how in my free time, I'm able to keep doing what I love. When I'm not following the markets, I like to go fishing and take my boat out with my son. Cool picks, right? So for everything we just talked about, I think $49 is a no-brainer. That works out to just 14 cents a day. For the cost of playing the penny slot machines, this information could literally change your life. Tesla went up as much as 14 times since I tweeted about it in 2018. And the tiny EV stock Workhorse NIO that I told people about in 2019 went up even more. Workhorse multiplied in value as much as 26 times. NIO went up as much as 35 times. There were many others we talked about today. The best move I've ever found was on a tiny energy stock that went up as much as 9,396%. The crazy part was, even if you caught a sliver of any of those moves, forget playing them perfectly, because that would have required perfect timing. But just a piece of that action on any of these could have been life-changing. And if I'm right about what happens with Tesla this time around, the wave of momentum I'm expecting on around April 19th could be life-changing too, potentially sending Tesla and all 5 of these tiny energy stocks to all-time highs. Now, I know we spent a lot of time together, so I don't want to take up much more of your time. So if you're ready to take the next step, simply click the button below. Clicking won't obligate you to anything. It will just take you to the next page so you can review this incredible offer. If you're willing to try something new, I know you're going to love what you see. I look forward to seeing you on the other side.